Hi everyone, how are you doing? This is sjsrana, Surendrajit Singh Rana reporting for August 6, 2021, time about 9:30 hours UTC. So what we're looking at various aspects, various level Olympics, global news, global ball games, war games, and what's going on with the sexual predators population, and especially India, massive pedophiles, massive number of Epstein type pedophiles spread across in India, and what's going on with the sexual predators population growing in world as well. Quickly jumping on to India first. India lost humiliating defeat to UK. Great Britain simply devastated India hockey team, women's team, and simply decimated it, and it was shattered to just receive no merit at all, thrown out of Olympics. That's the story of India overall. It has got 0 gold medal. It has got a biggest contingent, as if they are the only one who knows how to play games. But when you see their Olympics yoga, you find they have 0 gold. So now they are spread across everywhere, just like because they have 1.4 billion population, they say. So they know every game of the world. Best they know is metaphor games, how to befool people. Stand at this place, stand at that place, make idiots of people, and idiots become cats and dogs like that. That's what India has been doing, playing metaphor games with people, making everyone cats and dogs. Stand there or know this time, know this person is coming here like cats and dogs. So anyways, folks, this is the story of India. 1.4 billion people is enjoying, and they're asking what India government is doing except playing metaphor games and befooling the whole world. Now UNSC is under charms of getting befooled. Anyways, folks, let's quickly move on to this Olympics. Well, those nations who have the high spirits, who have stamina, capability, strength, focus of mind, they don't need yoga. Only India people need yoga. So when India leadership, whosoever starts cramping on the mic, oh, we need a yoga, you tell them India people need the yoga because they need Olympics gold. But world doesn't need a yoga to win the Olympics. That's what the simple message the world should give to India. That you celebrate your national yoga, don't make it international. We are better off with our exercises, with our games, with our focus of mind, stability, strength, stamina, and especially not being a liar, a pathological liar. That's the biggest part of strength in Olympics. So folks, that's where what happens when you become a liar. You become a deceitful nation or deceptive nation. You don't get any gold. You don't shine anywhere. You can only speak on loudspeaker. You can only speak on speeches, give speeches on forums to befool people. That's what you can do at the most, and play metaphor games all around. Or we can stand there. We know the hidden place. What? They're making fun of everyone because they are colluding with the other party, and there are other things I'll discuss in this session. So, but first, let's quickly jump to this Olympics, and we see 50 km gold medal been distributed to the Poland, and so this has been a remarkable 50 km walk, men's walk. This has been phenomenal success for Mr. D. Tomala from Poland, who has won this gold medal on 50 km walk. So all these, you see this brute strength of walking, racing. You see most of the medals have gone to either Europe or Africa. So Africa nation has again been shining on it. And overall medal tally for the Olympics for August 6th, China is leading with 34 gold medals, overall 74, United States 29 with 91 overall medals, Japan with 22, 46 overall medals, Australia 17, 41 overall medals, and India enjoying sitting at 65th position, 65 ranking at 0 gold medal. They are very happy with bronze medal. They think they have won the world with bronze and silver. They enjoy that moment a lot, but they don't think they deserve gold because they think they have they don't know what to do with gold. So anyways, folks, this is quite surprising, and people and world all across the world are asking what India is playing then. If they don't know how to produce gold, what are they producing? So why India struggles to win Olympic gold? They have the largest contingent to participate in Olympic, but what are they doing there? Metaphor games, or it's yoga, or it's just like watching how the gold medal is won or losing. I don't know, you tell me. So, because when you start following people who are deceitful, deceptive, or who don't have moral understanding of things, they don't think they need to be an ethical human being, then this is the outcome you get. And everyone watches in the world. Don't think that befooling people will work everywhere. And government should not think they are God. Especially India government think they are God. They think they are God, they know everything. They work through their tantric or this occult magic and befool people with metaphor games with the occult magic, and they think they are God now. So, folks, I keep telling, always remember 8 out of every 10 India population is downright corrupt, mostly morally bankrupt, and pathological liars. That's what I keep repeating. And my message is very simple. If you don't become an ethical human being, then you are worse than animals. Because animals still have some standard. They still have some ethical living. They are living by the law ordained by the providence. But look at those people who don't have any moral, ethical background, or they are pathological liars. They're worse than animals. Don't even call them human. They're worse than animal.
We're tracking some breaking news. Arizona Senator Tony Navarrete of West Phoenix has been arrested, accused of sexual misconduct with a minor.
The incident happened in 2019, but investigators say the survivor just came forward. Navarrete is currently in custody awaiting charges.
You'll get the latest details tomorrow morning on Today in AZ starting at 4:30 in the morning.
All across the globe, we are facing only one problem, that minor girls, especially 13 years, 12 years old, 14 years old girl, are being attacked. And that too by well-known public figure. That's the cause of worry. Look at this recent incident of New York Governor Cuomo, who has been accused by 11 female of misconduct, sexual harassment, and whatnot. And now the ex-governor of New York has come forward to say, these charges are credible. These charges are worth going forward, and asking the New York governor to resign. So even 11 senators have joined recently asking the governor to resign, the New York governor. So I don't know what Mr. Cuomo might be thinking, but I think it's high time. If the charges are credible, he must be knowing, then it's better, or else he'll be impeached. The impeachment drive may follow soon. That's for New York governor. Now these 11 females who have come forward, you can call it under hashtag #MeToo movement, or you can call it because of the workplace ethical requirements, which have zero tolerance towards sexual harassment. Recently, we find the upswing of protest in India, especially New Delhi. A lot of people are protesting for a 9-year-old girl gang rape and sexual battery and the murder. So people are basically demanding justice. And this has been not as good turnout as it was in 2012, which was gang rape on wheels. But this is still being counted as one of the second biggest gathering on protesting against the minor girls being sexually assaulted openly in India. I mean, it's a regular affair, everyday, day-to-day affair. Now, people had it enough, so they are saying enough is enough. We got to tackle these pedophiles, these human trafficking empire agents spread across India, honking on streets, racing on streets, delivering females all around, minor girls all around, and they have close association with authorities. They also have close association with pedophiles locality. That's why they're racing on streets. Because of these association, they're racing on streets. Don't you hear them racing on streets, honking on streets? So what are you waiting for? Call 100 number, call the police and tell them these guys are racing on street unnecessarily, honking all around, or unless you're siding with them. So either there are two parts, either you are a sexual predator or you are a sexual savior, a savior for these minor girls from the sexual predators. So anyways, this is the story India is going through, and there has been ongoing protest. Everybody is demanding justice, but people on the political power are saying they're politicizing this rape. What do you mean? Can a rape be politicized? There are only two things: either convict the persons, or you just keep lingering on and let this fuel burn like a fire. That's what the message is towards the ruling people in India. I mean, why so many gang rapes are happening in India for minor girls? They don't have any answer. There is an anti-trafficking, human trafficking bill lying on the table, and they're sleeping because they know they will get paycheck in time. They know they also have increased 7th pay commission, PNDA for all central government employees. So everybody's enjoying. They're watching all episodes of massive surveillance state where minor girls are openly raped in India. And they're saying we don't do anything. We are just leisurely enjoying. Sitting on table, our trafficking bill is lying on table, and we are just busy watching Olympics for the world. So folks, nobody wants to speak because everybody's having some or the other pathological liars attached to them, or they're themselves criminals, they're themselves raping females. That's why they don't speak. Only those people can speak who know they're truthful, or else, they are just like them. They're just hiding around because they know they can't speak. They don't have truth on their wallet. All they have is lies, deceit, deception, massive rapes of girls and females all around, befooling them. That's why India, you never find 666 million females of India. I mean, if you see the protest, folks, I tell you, this protest is nothing close to even recent protest that was held in Turkey just 2 days back. Turkey Females Association, because of a murder of a non-minor girl. I mean, the girl was almost 21 years of age, was raped and murdered by you can say, a real estate agent or a property dealer, what you call in India. So they got hold of that man, the property dealer in Turkey, and they took to charge, and the whole females protested. Over here in India, people really don't care. Because remember, folks, 8 out of every 10 India population is downright corrupt, mostly morally, ethically bankrupt, and pathological liars attacking humanity. That's why they don't protest. They don't have guts to protest. Because everybody will say, oh, you are a rapist, or you are already a pedophile, you are a sexual predator, known in the town, siding with the local human trafficking empire agents racing on streets, honking daily. So they'll laugh on them. How come you're protesting? Double standards these people play, making fool of the whole world. So folks, we are seeing many different changes. Women rights activists are demanding deployment of more vehicles, more surveillance on the pedophile population of India. I tell you, unless more surveillance on pedophiles, massive sexual predators population of India is done, they will keep continuing, attacks on minor girls day and night. I tell you, there is no vaccination towards this pandemic India government has so far. They're just watching, enjoying Olympics. That's all they're good for. So you see all these different reports from all across news media, and especially I applaud this Kerala High Court, India High Court, which has taken this IPC 375 with the new definition of rape, because they're finding the defendant, the defense counsel, those that are raping minor girls, come with the excuse that, oh no, they did not do any penetration. What they did was just some sexual gratification on their thighs. Minor girl thighs. Imagine 12 years old girl. How would she know what the other person is doing? But the defense counsel says no, there is no penetration. But this High Court of India is now taking heart and saying we are redefining section 375, where the sexual assaults beyond penile penetration into all the private parts of females and minor girls, especially the mouth, because these pedophiles use mouth of females. So you understand what these dirty perverts of India are good for. They're massive in number, I tell you folks, because they don't get caught. 99% of rapes are not reported. That's a fact. You can check with NCRB and the Women's Commission. 99% of the rapes are not reported in India. Only conviction is just like 15 to 20% of those that come. And those are just gruesome rapes. Normal marital rapes is considered a joke in India. That's why what they're producing you can see in Olympics. Marital rape is considered a joke in India. They consider it a joke. Female keep crying when after they're married and they report that it's a marital rape, they say it's a joke. They laugh. So you see how they produce the gold now. How can they produce a gold? Anyways, folks, this is a different story. I don't want to delve into it. The sexual predators population are huge in number. I tell you, every colony is having at least 70% sexual pedophiles and predators. They may not be attacking the neighborhood, but they are preying upon girls and females, counting every day. I tell you, in my neighborhood, I see people counting females who are going and passing through their doors. They're counting them daily. That's their daily business. I don't know. I even don't get time to cook my food in time. I don't have time after my spiritual inclination and my content creation and, talking of all these topics, podcast. I don't get time even to cook my food. So, folks, I tell you, in India, it's quite a different story. It's hard to believe them. I don't trust them at all. I don't. That's why I keep my doors locked all the time, 24/7. Even though I'm speaking from the place, the location which I mentioned, but I don't open my doors because I don't know who's going to come with a hate crime here. You cannot trust people here. Okay, folks, so Kerala High Court has come hard now, and let's hear what India females must do.
Work with rape victims and you see those lifeless eyes of theirs, their body is broken, their soul, their spirit, everything is broken, and it just can't carry on like this.
The RapeX device consists of an elastic sheath which contains razor-sharp barbs.
It's similar to a tampon inserted.
This RapeX device is now available in India. It's a very discounted price, and I think India government should also discount it further. And every minor girl should possess these device, and they should test upon these pedophiles. They should entrap them, they should lure them, and they should basically use this device over these pedophiles. The sexual predators population of India, massive number of sexual predators, and it's growing in number day by day. That's why you find, every 15 minutes per NCRB, New Delhi, India, a female is raped in India openly. Every 15 minutes. But I tell you, this is a conservative number. The real number is 5 minutes they are raping a female. And if you ask me, and the females which know what's going on, it's every 1 minute, because 99% of the rapes are not reported. And India predators population think if the rape is not reported, hey, it's not a rape.
The survivors of sexual assault in the criminal justice system. Unfortunately, I got delayed, but Senator Grassley was here on the floor, and I just want to recognize all of his efforts to address this critical issue and appreciate again his willingness to work with me. The effort to extend rights for sexual assault survivors across the country is critically important, and I'm hopeful that when the bill that we've introduced gets to the floor, that all of our colleagues will join us in passing this bipartisan legislation. I first became involved in the precursor to this legislation in 2015 when a young woman named Amanda Nguyen of the RISE organization contacted my office. She'd been traveling from office to office here in the Senate, trying to find somebody to listen to her story. Amanda is a survivor of sexual assault, and she is a fierce advocate for change in the way our criminal justice system treats survivors. When she detailed her harrowing story of sexual assault and subsequent interactions with the criminal justice system, it was very clear that something had to change. Amanda described a system that further traumatized survivors and provided scarce protection for their rights. Evidence of assaults was being destroyed without survivors even knowing about it, and survivors were forced to periodically follow up with law enforcement to preserve evidence of their assaults. The broken process that survivors were forced to endure resulted in a system where they were often re-victimized. This system forced survivors to confront the trauma of reliving their attacks each time they sought to preserve evidence or gather information about their cases. Working with Amanda, I introduced the Sexual Assault Survivors' Rights Act to ensure survivors were guaranteed basic rights while pursuing justice. The legislation created the first legally recognized set of rights for survivors to enforce in a court of law. And I'm so grateful that Senator Grassley worked on this effort with me, and he
Just a day before, Senator from New Hampshire, Shaheen, has come up with new legislation, new laws introduced in the U.S. Senate, where they have come up with the resolution of protecting the sexual survivors, victim survivors, and those who face the assaults, those females, they're protecting them, giving them more protection, more rights. So, these cases like you have recently seen how New York governor, very powerful man, New York governor, Cuomo, has been accused by 11 females of sexual harassment for past many years while in office. So imagine what kind of power they possess. Well, talking of power, I just want to delve a little bit into this topic of witchcraft. What do you know about witchcraft? Witchcraft is a practice of what the practitioner which believes to be having supernatural skills and abilities, such as casting of spells and performance of magic rituals. Witchcraft is a broad term that varies culturally and socially, and thus can be difficult to define with precision. So, what do you know about witchcraft, folks? Because this topic of power, sexual enslavement, when you come of sexual, deprivation or pervertness, this all comes under witchcraft.
I honestly
Let's
believe
listen to this.
Jesus was one of the most toxic relationships I've ever had in the entirety of my life.
You shouldn't keep your magic in the dark. Like, this is your soul. You need to share it to the world.
Let it rain on me now. So be it. So it is.
I was a super Christian. I was raised in the church. I was a worship leader. I'm like singing all over the place and touring over here and crying out to God. How many times have I prayed to Jesus to show up?
Take a look at this witchcraft. The pair of Russian Satanists confesses to murdering, dismembering, and cannibalizing the victims as a part of sick ritual, local media reports. So they've joined the Satan. Satan is another name known in the world, or you call black magic, or you call, witchcraft. Because now Satan has been gaining quite popularity. They call it the left arm of the god, or the left side of the god. And perform many rituals, especially at night, but does involve blood, gore, all the base acts of humanity. And recently Russia has banned this satanic rituals and these occult practice, or you can call it witchcraft. But you see this recently police have nabbed these two pair, both male and female, who say they are the followers of Satan, and they are basically preying upon young people, especially like girls, you can say. So this is the whole report here. The two Satan worshippers have been reportedly been detained by the Russia cops after they confessed to the committing grisly murders out in remote woodlands of the country's far north before allegedly cutting up and even eating the corpses. The victims were said to have been lured out to the west region by the Turguns, Benko and Bolosko. Those regions, they're remote regions of Russia. Serbia has many remote regions, and they know. But the Russian authorities have banned this witchcraft things in Russia. Look at this recent news. It's not very old. It's 8th July 2021, where the occult practitioner, black magic, Afzal Malik and his aides, three of other aides, gang rape a minor girl in Amaroa. They also refer them to as tantric, but that's where the whole fight is going on, because there is a division between the Hindu religious practice of tantric and the occult black magic, which is followed by the Muslim population. So they're using this, folks. You think it's just a fantasy, or it's like Harry and Potter movies only has it, but in real practical world it's going on. This witchcraft, this black magic is all around. They cast spell, they send demons, they have spirits under this spell, and they can know your hearts and mind before even you know it. So all this sense of metaphor games are just played by idiots and the witchcraft people, nothing more than that. The moment you play any metaphor games in India, especially I tell you folks, India is very good at luring people into metaphor games, knowing a place, time, and an action. These are devils, these are demons. They're demonizing the society using witchcraft. They should be thrown in jails, but they are being accredited by the nations and by the government as, wow, you are like God. You're just like us. We also befool people. You also do the same. So you're with us. Come join us. So this is what's going on in India. So these two people, Afzal Malik and three of his other aides in this occult practice, witchcraft, basically manipulated of this girl using this occult practice, black magician, black magic, kala jadoo. They call many names in India. Voodoo magic you call. So these people are doing. India is very popular for this. I tell you, if you want to little bit have some time, I'll just spend some more time over here. There are ancient practice in India known as tantric practice. Well, tantric has a good side and a negative side, depends on the user, the practitioner. Most of them have been found to use negative side, but there are some good sides also. There are basic known as siddhis or the spiritual powers. There are 18, 9 into 2 siddhis in India. And these siddhis are basically the powers to know mind, heart, future events. Some of the future events can be known. And you can know much about the hidden facts, what can be seen by the eyes. Of course, the spiritual people who are the saints can also see and use these powers, but they don't, because they are saints. They don't use it for showing as a magic or, as a drama to the people. But these tantrics, or you call the Kala Jadoo people or black magic people, these witchcraft people in India, or growing in numbers, are using this to lure females so that they can gang rape, they can sexually assault females. And India over here, I've seen in 3B2 here, my locality, phase 3B2, Sasnagar Mohali, people using it very often, using metaphor games. And they have turned everyone into cats and dogs. Everyone has become speechless animals, cats and dog. They think standing at a place, they'll get a girl. Because they are setting up them to use these powers. I know these people. I know them by face. I just look at them, I know they're using witchcraft. And I side away from them because I know they're witchcraft people. It's quite popular in phase 3B2 Sasnagar Mohali. I know those people by name. I know what they do. I know how they do it. Because I have the knowledge of that, but it doesn't mean we're going to follow the path. This witchcraft is growing, folks, and mostly it's being done to lure females, sexual assault, sexual battery. What they do is they have many ways to do it. They can, there are many magics ways, chakshuband, the tratak kriya, chatak kriya. There are many ways you do it. And these people are spread all across because the money flowing to these people who are performing black magic is growing enormously. That's how the marriages in India are taking place. I tell you, 70% of the marriages in India take place through these tantrics, through this black magic. They put a spell on the family to a girl, and the girl doesn't come to know anything about it, and their mind becomes like frozen. And then what they do is they start luring them with different things. So folks, it's all stemming from, it's like a virus, like a pathogen. So no wonder the world is facing all these crises, climate crisis, catastrophe, or you call the pandemic, or rape, sexual assault pandemic, minor girls enslavement pandemic, whatnot. We're having every sort of pandemic. Forget about this COVID-19 coronavirus. That's another topic. Well, let's discuss about it because some figures are coming up. So India has crossed, it's approaching 32 million cases with almost about 450k fatalities. Okay, but many people argue, the experts of the world experts argue that India is hiding the numbers. It's 10 times higher than what's being told. So folks, that's a debatable topic. I don't want to go into it. Recently, India on August 6th, daily reports for a day about 4,500 cases. So it's like 45,000 cases, new cases, which is a spike, a new number, and almost over 500 fatalities, approaching 500 fatalities for a day. So this is a new number. Earlier it was just ticking down to about 40,000, but on August 6th, India reports 45,000 new cases of COVID-19. It includes its most popular India variant, Delta variant, India mutation known as Delta, B.1.617.2. It's quite popular now. From India, it spread to the whole world. The more you allow traveling, the more you allow, people from India or, where it's not a green zone, it's a red zone, the more pandemic you will spread across the world. And people are suffering because traveling has become a period. It's become a dot. It's become like stoppable topic now. But it's a hot debated topic because how do you define what travelers can be allowed and to which nations, and what vaccination is right under the WHO guidelines. Let's listen to this.
Cruise lines, along with at least one Caribbean destination, aren't accepting mixers and matchers. If nothing changes, Matheson is out all the time spent planning, several $1,000s for the cruises and up to $7,000 in flight credits.
It is stressful. I honestly have had sleepless nights over this.
He's not alone. There are at least 3.6 million Canadians who mixed vaccines, plus thousands more who got the Covishield version of AstraZeneca, not currently accepted by some European countries.
It's devastating. I think we finally feel like there's this green light and there's a glimmer of hope. And then again, we're told, just wait a second, it's not that simple.
3.6 million doesn't even include some Quebecers, but that province is already offering a third dose to fix the problem.
It will get sorted out. It's only sort of a matter of time.
Infectious diseases physician Alex Wong thinks more provinces will consider a third shot.
We're fortunate enough, obviously, in Canada, and most of the rest of sort of the first world has a relative abundance of mRNA vaccine right now. So 2 doses of mRNA vaccine probably are going to end up being sort of the standard.
The Canadian government stresses it's working with other jurisdictions to fix things, while Canada's top doctors warn we don't yet know the potential health impacts of taking 3 full doses.
It should be based on the science and not sort of, I think, on convenience factors or, based on sort of a policy, be it other countries.
If somebody offered me another Pfizer, I would take it.
Frustrating for so many people who took the first shots available as they were told. Abigail Beeman, Global News, Ottawa.
Obviously, COVID-19 is going to dent economies, and it's going to dent, it's already, you see this world GDP is just like growing at 6%, opposed to what it was earlier, like about 8% or 9%, now just 6% prediction growth. And India GDP has been downgraded by IMF from 12.5% to 9.5%. I've been predicting India GDP not more than 8% for FY22 for last 2 years, folks. The pundits are really catching up now, but deceit and deception from India that they are saying 12.5% GDP only works to those people who become idiots to these listening to them. But I tell you, the real GDP of India FY22 is 8%. You'll come to know sooner or later. Let's watch this new event which is going on. The Cairn Energy, which is from UK, has been working all across the globe, various solutions. Recently, Cairn Energy has found a big discovery in somewhere in America, and it's a big discovery of new oil wells. I mean, massive oil wells. That's a good news. But Cairn Energy India had a tussle on retro tax with India government since 2014 regarding 1.4 billion US dollars, which was being taxed on Cairn Energy UK by India authorities government using retro taxing capabilities of India, where they thought they could befool the whole world. They were making fool of the international players so that they don't win the competition in India. India authorities, India government is very crooked, very shrewd in these tactics. They will deploy, they will change, they'll hike taxes, they'll hike tariffs, they will implement some retro taxing schemes. They're very good at this. They think they are the most crooked people, and people across the world doesn't know what they're playing. They are only laughing at India government. Now, what India government did was a befooling tactics deployed to entrap foreign investors, foreign big companies in India, so that they don't win over the local competition, and always India wins. While in the Olympics they lose, because that's the practicality of the real thing. So what they did was they were taxing this Cairn Energy. Since 2014, using this retro tax system, Cairn has contested India and pleaded India government many times that it's a retro tax. We are getting double tax. Why should we paying tax 2 times? And you are not supposed to tax us. We have already have this deal and agreement under the memorandum of understanding. However, India government flexed its tentacles and said, no, you got to pay the tax. It levied tax on Cairn Energy. So what Cairn Energy did wisely, it brought India government, Union of India, crooked Union of India cartel to the International Tribunal. They said, okay, let's hear from International Tribunal, International Court, what laws are applicable. And the Paris court, the court in France, International Tribunal, set aside India government useless rubbish taxing, retro taxing. And they basically asked Cairn to impose Union of India cartel, retro taxing people, innocents, that they got to impose, they got to go ahead and seize whatever properties you find of India government. because it had to run through many years of pleading to India government, but India government didn't care. They say we are the god here. The law of the land will work. You know what they say? They say it's a domestic issue, or they say it's like our internal matter. These are the excuses you will hear from the cartel. These are our internal matter. These are domestic issues. Oh no, this is law of the land. So the law of the land was challenged in international court in France, and Union of India had a humiliating defeat. Now, Union of India was imposed for 1.4 billion. Retro taxing was invalid and was illegal, unlawful activity by India government. So what India government did was, India government quickly, when they find they have been caught like a criminal, what they do is in a day they say, oh no, let's simply, whitewash the whole thing. Let's do a paint job. Let's forget about what happened for last 4 or 5 years. In a day, when they are caught, they will like to change the things in a second, as if like it's like a magic. It's like a black magic. When they disturb the parties, when they implicate these people like Cairn Energy, retro tax them like a cartel crony. Land of the law is supreme. That's what India says. Land of the law is supreme. Well, France court said, let me tell you what's the land of the law. There is also many other land having a law. You're not the only one who have the law. You only took birth from UK rule in 1947, and you're teaching us land of the law. So they were caught, folks. The India Union was caught red-handed, befooling the world. Now they're running around and changing in Parliament the retro taxing. After the international tribunals have shammed India. What a sham! What a sham India government is. And they think they are the metaphor gods. They know everything in advance. Let me see. Just wait and watch these people. How they are going to get caught by many international tribunals. There are many other lawsuits going against the Union of India, because these people think they're God. They think they're supreme. They have a UNSC power. They can say anything. They can speak anything, and they can befool anyone. That's why India is also known as gang rape capital of the world, because this is the law of the land here working. People don't care. Human trafficking agents of India don't care what law is there. The law is only for innocents, which are just 20% of India population. So folks, this has been going on now. Cairn has not budged to its new proposal, where they want to do a showcasing, and they say just change now everything, because we are being shammed by the whole world. We have been caught red-handed. But Cairn Energy is saying to India Union government that we're going to take our time. You tormented us for last 5-7 years in courts. You didn't hear any of our pleas. You think we are criminal. We come into your land and you say law of the land is supreme, and you implicate us in false and fabricated cases and your rubbish tax laws, and you think you are God. Now they're running around. I think you'll find India government very sooner or later in its past genocide and its human rights abuses and international criminal court. I tell you, India government will be standing in international tribunal, in international criminal court, for the genocides, for their using rape as a weapon. You know what they do? They use rape as a weapon. Authorities know it. They're using rape as a weapon, preying upon females who are basically attached to human rights. It's like the Orwellian society. India is nothing more than, the authorities are like the Orwellian fear. What the Orwellian 1984 George Orwell feared. That's what the India government is appearing sooner or later. So one day it will stand in international criminal court, folks, for all its land of the law and this rubbishness they claim all over people. They are having many fights, even on the local data localization. Facebook, Google, all are having arbitration. So folks, what happens is, the thing is that there is, India is just, you can say 1/3 size of China or 1/3 size of America. I mean, there is land masses way beyond India can comprehend. They also have land of the law of the land. And there is an international law of the land. That's why international global human rights are required. I think during Indian UNSC presidency, they should speak of these laws. The law of the land, the law of the international land, what the disputed territories will be sought with, how gang rape can be, how gang rape is a act of terrorism. They should speak on these topics, because this is what topic India is plagued with. India is plagued with gang rapes. So it should speak on UNSC how they can come up with declaring gang rape as a terrorism activity. So folks, RBI recently has come up with this projection that which is the federal banking system of India, that they are having high, debt to GDP ratio. And this number is going very high. Now it's supposed to rise. I keep telling, India inflation is rising double digit. They may keep befooling people and world, but they can't befool me. Their whole system can befool me. I'm already telling it's double digit inflation. And you will hear sooner or later from these pundits, these fully paid pundits. But I tell you before 6 months or a year before what's going to happen. But they tell you later on the reality. I tell you date also, tell you month also, when they're going to declare these things. So folks, these pundits can befool world, but they cannot befool the practicality or the Olympics. So folks, I take a leave here, sign off, and I hope you'll have a good, truthful living and a higher mind, body, spirits, because you need this. Looking at the sun, looking at the climate crisis catastrophe, look at the Athens burning, look at how California is burning, look at many places facing this climate catastrophe. It's the end times warning sign. Okay. We're also looking at this global spread of Navy drills all across South China Sea. NATO has been aligning with many nations, especially Quad, Australia, India, UK, including US, and some of the other nations, Indonesia, to come up with the Navy drills to and strengthen the Navy. That's why I keep saying China has to strengthen Navy, Russia has to look at Navy. Water wars are the real wars, folks.
A tsunami warning has been issued for this area. Move to high ground immediately. Tune to your local radio station for details.